Okay, we're going to help you up your weeknight meal game with delicious and doable ideas from food specialist Charmaine Broughton. And do you call it dinner? Do you call it supper?
I call it dinner.
Okay,
really,
I call it supper, whatever it is. It's going to be delicious.
As long as you eat it, you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, and these are ideas from both your website and from your cookbook.
That's it. So the first recipe is cheeseburger pizza. So if you're struggling to get dinner on the table and your kids are like, Mom, what's for dinner? This is a recipe that I guarantee you and your gang will love. My boys, when they were in high school, this was like a bi-weekly go-to that I made.
And not a lot of ground beef or ground turkey or whatever you're going to do with it, right? Ground chicken.
That's it. So you could do ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey. And what we're going to do is we're going to blend it with some mushrooms.
Okay.
So what you do is you take your button or cremini mushrooms, pop them into your food processor, buzz them up, so it almost resembles the ground beef a little bit.
Right.
Pop them into your pan, saute them off until you cook off all of the mixture. Add a little bit of dried herbs, and then your beef. So what the mushrooms do is they add a serving of veg to your plate, extend the portion, and really boost the flavor, right? And then what I like to do is I like to double up on the beef mushroom mixture, and then I put some of it aside, and then I use the rest for tomorrow night's dinner.
Good idea.
Right? So if you're cooking once, you might as well make enough for...
It's that batch cooking,
exactly.
right?
Now, so I like to do this when my kids were young. I like to do it on pitas, so everybody had their own pizza, but you could certainly buy like a store-bought pizza dough. And then I've got some pizza sauce and barbecue sauce. We just spread it all around.
Oh, so you mix them together?
Yeah,
because
it's the cheeseburger pizza, right? So you've got all the elements.
So good. Okay,
yeah,
I'll
have
do
you
this
do
one
it.
here.
We spread that around. While you're doing that, I'm going to add the cheese, just like this. And then we've got the beef and mushroom mixture, just like that.
And really, this is something where you could almost set up stations at the counter, right? And let everybody fix your own.
Absolutely, yes, of course you can. And then some red onion. And I mean, you can follow the recipe. It's up on my website. You can also go to mushrooms.ca. But you could, if you had leftover spinach or arugula or really whatever toppings you like on this pizza, sometimes I use this pizza as an excuse to like clean out my crisper and get rid of all those like little bits and pieces. And the more cheese into the oven. And then I'm going to grab the one
the magic of television
out of the oven, just like this. So ideally, we want the cheese melted a wee bit more. And then because this is the cheeseburger pizza, we're going to top it with some cheeseburger toppings. So I've got a mustard mayonnaise mixture, right? So you just go into the door of your refrigerator, get out those condiments, stir them together, drizzle it on like this, and then top the whole thing with some shredded iceberg lettuce. And you've got these awesome cheeseburger pizzas that, like I said, when my kids were in high school, we made this at least every other week. It was just an absolute go-to.
That's very cool and fun. And then you've got a new twist here on a tuna melt.
Yeah, so these are my lemon walnut tuna melts. So this recipe is from my cookbook. So we're gonna go into your pantry, take those cans of tuna. So you're gonna mix tuna, some chopped walnuts. What I like about the walnuts is they add a nice crunch and texture.
Okay.
Because I find with tuna melts or the tuna mixture, it's kind of all the same texture, like mushy, right? So this adds some crunch, some plant protein, and of course some mayonnaise, and then some fresh mint, dill, and green onion.
Oh, what does the mint do?
Well, the mint just really elevates the flavor and just puts that twist on this tuna melt. And then what I like to do is I like to add the grated cheese into the mixture. Okay. Because then the cheese melts throughout. Okay. Right? Now, if your team putting cheese on top and having it melt on top, you can of course do that. And then some lemon zest and lemon juice just to elevate the flavor a little bit. And a pinch of nutmeg and salt and pepper. Stir it all together. You've got this mixture here. Put it onto your pitas, or you can use a leftover, if you've got a bagel kicking around, some bread, into the oven, under the broiler until the cheese melts through, and I guarantee that your gang will love it.
Oh, and this is a great way of stopping food waste too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. Use up those little bits and pieces, and I've got lots of tips and tricks in my cookbook to utilize really everything that you have on hand.
We'll get all your links up on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Thanks.
My pleasure.